Blessings and happy full moon in Virgo. So chances are, in the last few days and for the next few days especially, you've been feeling the pull, the urge of that Virgo energy. Even if you're not a Virgo sun sign, this is the energy that's affecting us all right now. And how might this have been affecting you? You're wanting to really get these details figured out in your life. You're wanting to get things organized. You're feeling the pull to think very rationally, critical thinking, a little bit black and white, and get things get her done, right? Get things done, get things figured out, get things organized in your life. And so let's tune into the tarot to get a little guidance in our lives at this time of the full moon. I'll do 3 different readings represented by 3 different crystal wands. This is just a little way to tap in even further to your intuition as to what you need to hear at this time in your life. So just like crystals can't really do anything to you, it's the same with the tarot. The tarot can't do anything to you. It just provides insight about things you already know, but maybe aren't trusting within. The tarot is a mirror for your own intuition. So right now, you might be drawn to the energies of rose quartz, self-love, compassion, friendliness, empathy. Or perhaps you might be drawn to lepidolite, calm, feelings of calm, peace, serenity. Or you might be drawn to ametrine, which is a combination of amethyst and citrine, bringing in both of those qualities of happy, joyful, sunshiny optimism along with intuitive wisdom. So notice which of these crystals you're drawn to right now, for this will be your reading. Here we go.
So, go ahead now and really set your intention to open up to the messages you need to hear right now. Rose quartz. Lepidolite. Ametrine. Okay, so beginning with rose quartz. If you picked rose quartz, this means that you are really coming from a time of having to make very strict decisions, actually, about what you wish to bring with you into your life and what you wish to leave behind. So you've already been doing a lot of breaking through your old barriers and deciding what you're ready to bring with you, what you're ready to let go of. This is an important card. This is a major arcana card. This is the number 11, which in the Rider-Waite deck is the card of justice. Yes, so you've done a lot of work already. In trying to improve your life, in trying to deal with your own behaviors, habits, potentially even addictions. And you've had to really sort through what qualities and what thought patterns you've wanted to keep encouraging and which ones really had to change. And actually, you've done so much work on this that right now you are in an amazing position. You are in a time of embracing the master within. The master card. This is a sign that you are ready to leave behind a really big old pattern that has been with you all through this life and perhaps even lifetimes. This is the time for you to truly get off that wheel, that karmic wheel of continuing through old patterns and really begin something new. A whole new way of being. This is like a big, big, important card. This is actually a really big time in your life because of the major arcana card, breakthrough or justice, and then the master card. This is unique to this Zen Osho deck alone. So this is actually the card that makes me use this deck because it is a unique card. It's not in other tarot decks. And it's truly a sign that you are now, you and you alone are the only one who can be your teacher. So because you've pulled this reading, this is a sign that you cannot actually go by anyone else's rules. This is not a time for you to be finding someone else as a coach or a teacher. This is for you to be turning within. And really live the life based on all of this breaking through you've already done. The hard part is truly over. Right now, you're in a time of deep integration and wisdom learning. And what the next step for you in this journey, the next step is your opportunity to really learn how to celebrate even in the rain. So to not wait until everything in your life is perfect before you celebrate your successes, but to actually celebrate through the challenges and to celebrate every little moment of success. That's your next path through. Look for the good in your life. What can you celebrate right now? What small thing can you celebrate right now? Even if the situation isn't fully perfect, it isn't fully over yet, isn't fully integrated, what can you celebrate? And keep celebrating every day on the day-to-day. You're being called right now to look for the good in your life and to recognize these successes. Because if you want more reasons to celebrate and be joyful, all you got to do is look for the ones you already have, and that's going to multiply. Okay, rose quartz, that's a lovely reading for you at this full moon. Lepidolite. This card represents where you've come from. So you've had a hard go of it lately. Eight of Swords. So this is a sign that some of your own thinking has actually been sabotaging you. It's been keeping you in this cloudy, dark place, even though the reality is there's all this beautiful abundance of flowers, of life, of abundance, of growth available to you right now. Your own thinking is getting in your way. These thoughts may not even be yours, actually, or at least originally they weren't yours. The thought patterns that you're kind of coming into this situation with, I think we're actually like, you've learned them. You've learned them over your life. You've learned them from society, from your friends, perhaps family. And they're limiting belief systems that have been keeping you small, that have been keeping you feeling like the things that actually aren't your responsibility, you've been taking responsibility for. You've been taking on other people's guilt. Everyone else's expectations you've been making more important than your own. And so yeah, you've come from a really hard time lately of feeling a lot of stress, a lot of discomfort, a lot of emotional pain. But the good news is that right now you've got the Ace of Swords. So this represents a whole new way of thinking that is available to you right now to take you deep within your own consciousness, to take you into your own, like even moral compass system, where you get to decide which thoughts you want to keep thinking and which thoughts you're ready to let go of because they're not yours. Because they're sabotaging you from experiencing the bounty. You get now to find that place within, that still place that is always there, even when things feel chaotic. This place of still consciousness is available to you. And when you tap into it, it's going to help you start living a life on your terms versus someone else's. And so your next step is to let yourself grieve. Let yourself grieve the hopes, ideas, expectations that you thought were a part of your life and that aren't going to be anymore. See, even though these may have been other people's expectations, you've now made them your own. Right? They probably feel really real to you. These old dreams you had, these old wants and longings. Right now, your next step is actually to grieve that and to let it go. I know this might look like kind of a painful next step, but you've got to feel it to heal it. And when you give yourself permission to grieve, it ends this cycle. Right? When we get wrapped up in guilt, we just kind of keep circling over and over and over and over and over and over and over the same guilty feelings and situation. All these what ifs, right? But when we take a moment to break from that cycle and to actually just let yourself feel the sadness from what didn't come about. When you let yourself feel the sadness, it actually makes room to grow and move forward. And if you look really closely at this card, it shows us a bit of a beautiful night sky with starry stars in this little space in between this doors of clouds. These are both sword cards or cloud cards, which represents the mind, the thinking. So is this one actually. So Lepidite choosers, you've got a lot of, this is a really big opportunity for you to practice thinking in a new way. Instead of trying to suppress your thoughts, to go into them deeper, to really look at them from a place of mindful awareness so that you can heal let go, and move on. Ametrine. Ametrine, you're coming from a place where you may have actually taken on a little more than you were ready to. Or where you've tried to do a little too much. And because you tried to do a little too much, you ended up having to play a bit of a game, a bit of a false game of putting forth this face to society, to your family, even to yourself, of making promises that you weren't actually able to make. And it's okay, it came from a good place, right? Like nobody ever chooses to be deceptive intentionally, right? We take on a little bit too much, and then we have to backtrack. We have to make excuses for some of the reasons why things didn't work out quite the way we thought they did. So you've come from a place of having to kind of play a few too many different roles at one time. You're trying to maybe be something that you're not. And so what you're asked to do right now is to drop the comparison game. So you've been trying to do too much because you thought, let's say you're the bamboo, you thought that this tree, I'm not sure what kind of tree it is, let's say it's an oak tree. You thought the oak tree was so much better than being you, the bamboo tree. And so you tried to be an oak tree, but you're bamboo. You've got your own beautiful, amazing qualities. And if you let yourself be who you are, you won't have to wear these masks where you're trying to pretend you're something you're not. So you're being invited right now to notice when you're comparing yourself to others, when you're comparing your abilities to others. And to remember that just like trees, there really is no real comparison. There's no way we can actually compare ourselves to anyone else, because we all have our own unique gifts to share. You came onto this planet at this time to share something very unique to you. You're not supposed to do what other people are doing. That's not how you measure your success. You've got to measure it based on you, your heart's desires, your dreams. And in fact, your next step to help you with this, I love this one. This is asking you, the 5 of Pentacles or rainbows, this is asking you to really tune in to divine inspiration. Yeah, right. Instead of letting yourself feel like you're locked out of all the goodness, right? You've been feeling like you have to pretend to be somebody else in order to get through to the other side. But as what this card is showing us, and the outsider here, this key isn't even locked. See that? See how the lock is actually open? When you allow yourself to fully be yourself, you get to just walk through that door into the light. You don't have to change yourself to be somebody else. Instead, focus on your own connection right now to spirit. And deepen your own connection with spirit. That is your next step. Whether that's through yoga, meditation, sacred sounds, journaling, praying. However you can connect in, this is what you're being called to do. This is your next step, because by tuning into your own divine connection with Spirit, you will tap into who you really are and be able to drop the masks of comparison. And so for everybody who's tuning in right now, let's get one more clarification card for all of us. Oh, beautiful. We have the card of the Magician, the card of existence, another major arcana card. So this is a beautiful time to let yourself be the creator of your life from a place of calm, peace, and feeling at one with the universe. This is a time, a new beginning of mastery of your own unique gifts that nobody else has. You're being invited right now to kind of be like an apprentice of your own life, an apprentice of your own life skills. This is a pretty beautiful place to be at this full moon. Sit or lie down. Get comfy with blankets and pillows, and prepare to receive a crystal bowl sound bath for this full moon, for you. As you settle into this meditation position, use the letting go breath to help yourself initiate the relaxation response. Breathing in through the nose. Exhale, open mouth. Breathing in through the nose. Exhale, letting go any tensions from the body, from the mind, from the spirit. And one more time, breathing in and letting it all go. And now open your awareness to all the sounds, all the outside sounds, the sounds outside the body. Listen like you were collecting sounds, as if each sound could help you ground more into this present moment. Notice the sounds from this room. You might notice sounds from outside the building. Let yourself be curious about the sounds, trying to hear as many sounds as you can.
to include those inner sounds, the sounds inside the body. The sound of your breath. The sound you make when you swallow. Keep listening. Keep listening to both inner and outer sounds. Listen.
be just a little longer, slower and deeper than the one before. As you breathe deeply, begin to wiggle fingers and toes. And find 3 letting go breaths to release the practice. Breathing in through the nose and let it go. Breathing in and let it all go.